How's it going, everybody? It's Josh, and it is another Tech Tuesday. Now, I've recently changed the name of this to Real Estate Tech Tuesday, if I can talk. But if you want to apply it to anything else, you really can. So I still want to keep it kind of a Tech Tuesday because a lot of this stuff you can use for anything that you want. I'm going to be a little rough today. I think that a cat got into my office because from sitting here today, you can see my eyes are all kind of puffy and swollen, and I had a little allergic reaction. My eyes got all swollen up. It was crazy, but I still got to put out my content. So there you go. If you are putting out content and you put a schedule, you better stick to it. That way, you keep up with what you're supposed to do, and people will keep following you and keep checking out what you got to do. So for Tech Tuesday today, I want to talk about the brand new thing, one of the biggest, hottest things that's going on right now, trending things, Clubhouse. That's not all I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about a little bit about Clubhouse, and I'm going to talk about your agent toolbox and what you should have. Now, whether that be you're a real estate agent, or maybe you're an insurance agent, or maybe you're, car dealer, whatever it is, you can apply this stuff to your business. But let's first off talk about Clubhouse. And if you guys want me to do a video on just Clubhouse, let me know in the comments or message me or something like that. I'll do a full video on everything I've broken down on Clubhouse, how to use it, how you can become, very beneficial on that, and why I want to add Clubhouse into the agent toolbox that we have created, basically. So, if you guys want me to do a whole breakdown of Clubhouse, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it because it's all over the place right now, and I'm sure people are really tired of hearing about it. If you can't get on it, especially because you don't have an iPhone, that's the biggest thing right there. You got to have an iPhone right now. So I will do a whole thing if you guys ask for it. If not, I'm just going to let it slide. Maybe I'll do it down the road when it's, chilled out a little bit. But agent toolbox. So let's break that down, and then I'll get to why I've added that into there. So my agent toolbox is something that I feel every agent should have, and this is why. So for a long time back when I was younger, I was in the nightclub and bar and hospitality industry for, say, 20 years. That's pretty easy. About 20 years I was that. And the way I built that out, I started as just a VIP host. I started as the guy that, gets you in the club. I can sell you a table, sell you bottles, things like that. And I needed to really up the first very club I was at. They wanted me to reach a certain goal every weekend. And how do I do that? I didn't know a ton of people. So I went around, I introduced myself to everybody. I mean, every single table, I went and introduced myself to them. I went and introduced myself to every single person in line, everybody I could introduce myself to. And I handed them my card and stuff like that. And what was the difference between getting a table or getting VIP with me versus getting it with somebody else? Well, there really wasn't a difference. I mean, you could have talked to any one of us at the time and you would have got the same. It's not like I could do it cheaper or had some special offer that somebody else that had been there for a while had. So how do I set myself apart? So I kind of put together a, toolbox to separate myself from them, which is I started reaching out to other clubs. I started reaching out to other VIP hosts, to general managers, to things like that. And not saying, oh, I want a job. I was saying, what kind of deal can you make me that if I had people that came here but also wanted to go there? Or let's say you guys have a Friday night event that they want to go to because you guys have a better Friday night and we have a better Saturday night. What could I do to get, a guest list there? And then expand it on that. So I turned myself into the guy that could get you into other places. And when I saw that start to bring me more and more business, because those clubs would reciprocate, instead of me asking, hey, give me money for doing that, I said, I'll do it absolutely free. And all I ask in return is if you guys got people that want to come to my club, hit me up, because I was getting credit for having a certain amount of people on my guest list. Now, that didn't give me any money, but you had to have a certain amount of people on your guest list. So that helped me. They started sending me people. So I just kept doing it. So where that relates to everything that I'm talking about is putting together your toolbox. And we're going to use real estate as the example because that's really what I focus on. And we're going to go with that. Okay, but you can apply this to whatever you want. So, my toolbox, and this comes from you have to think of each client as an actual client, as an actual person, not just a commission check. So, this isn't going to be beneficial to you if you're somebody that just goes, I only want to talk to that person up until the point I get my commission check, and then I'm done, I'm out. If that's you, this isn't going to work for you because you're not going to want to talk to them again. I do it differently. And the way I do this with my clients, with my friends, with anybody is I kind of made myself the go-to guy for knowing something. And that's why I get calls all the time asking for stuff that's completely out of the realm of the field I'm in. Hey, do you know somebody that can do this? Hey, do you know somebody that can do that? So the way we build out this toolbox is if you need to write it down, if you can put it in your CRM, if you put it in notes, put it in your contacts, make them a special contact category and put, whatever you want, hookups, discounts, toolbox, whatever it is that makes you remember that that's what they are. So let's say I'm real estate agent Josh, right? I want to get my client into a home. That's what they want. They want to purchase a home. Well, cool. Now we built that relationship, that they trust me with a huge decision in their life, which is purchasing a home. That's a pretty big decision, but why shouldn't they be able to contact me for other stuff? And why wouldn't they? And I'm sure you've gotten those contacts too, if you're out there doing it. So I put together a whole list of things that I would want to have to be able to help my clients. And it goes something simple like this. Anybody that I were to help do a transaction, get them into a home or even sell their home, I want to know the neighborhood. I want to know the local market. I want to know the people around. And I'm a big supporter of local business. So that does, really kick in with this is I want that client to be able to call me, say 3 months down the road and go, hey, Josh, you remember when I purchased this home and I really wasn't happy with the countertops, but you told me like, hey, countertops can be changed out. Why throw away a whole home just because the one problem was the countertops? And you were right. That can be changed and we love the home, but who do you know that we could get to do the countertops? So I went along and I made myself a list of my area of, I want to know somebody that does granite countertops. I want to have a referral that I can give for landscaping, for plumbing, for woodwork, like, cabinets or carpentry, for flooring, for carpet stuff and flooring, because some floors only do hardwood and tile and some do carpet and things like that. So you see where I'm going with that? I put together a list of everything. Maybe you want a pool. I got a pool guy. You want to build a cabana in the backyard. Cool. I got a guy. I've turned myself into that person that has the knowledge that whatever it is that you're looking for, I've got a guy. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm getting a kickback off of those people. I'm not going out there and saying, hey, Carl, the granite countertop guy who does granite installation, if I send you referrals, then you give me a little kickback. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is setting them up and saying, hey, Carl, after I've seen your work and what you've done, and I've talked to some people that, used you to do their granite countertops, and you're a local business guy here, I want to help support you. So what I want to do is I want to start putting your contact info out there for any of my clients, potential clients, or anybody that just even reaches out to me and says, hey, I want granite countertops. Who's the best? Who should I use? I'm going to send them to you, Carl. Okay. Is that fine with you? Is that fair enough? Carl, of course, is going to say, yeah, absolutely. What do you want? That's the $1 million question. What do you want? Well, what I want, Carl, is anytime you're out, let's say you're over, 5 blocks down and you're doing a granite installation on somebody's home and you're asking them, hey, why are you guys upgrading your countertops or putting in new granite? And they were to happen to mention that, oh, they're looking to purchase a home or they want to sell this home, ask them, do you have an agent? And if they say no, could you do me a favor and pass them off my referral, my name, my contact info, the same way I did yours. And that has worked tremendously. And so what I did was, and instead of having to try and generate leads and go out there and pay for advertising and things like that, which I do, and I fully think you should once you've reached that ability, but kind of to build a bigger sphere of influence and to build some organic referral base is I've got Carl, who's the granite guy. Well, I've also got a landscaping guy. I've also got a pool guy. I've also got a flooring guy. I've also got, a complete home remodel, bathroom, kitchen, whatever. I've got a different person for each one of those things. And our deal is straight across the board. I refer you as long as, you keep up with your business model and doing the great work. And you refer me anytime you get a chance to as well. And that's how we work that's the kickback there. It's not a monetary value. I'm not getting any money from them. And, if for some reason their work ethic or their product tends to slack off or it's not good anymore, I keep hearing, too much, I will fill that position with someone else. Or if they're not taking my referrals for some reason, or maybe, I can reach out and go, hey, Carl, I've seen like 5 people and they said you haven't got back to them. Carl can tell me, hey, dude, I'm just way too busy. I can't take all these referrals. You've sent me a bunch of people. I'm backed up now. So that's good for him. And hopefully reciprocates that to me. But it has worked out really, really well. In other businesses, it works out really well. In this business, I've used that same thing for people, and you just make your list. I mean, everything that you could think of that you're going to need to know, where's the best, restaurant around here? Where's the best bar, pub place around here? Where's the best, anything that you can think of that you can fit into there, and then put yourself in that position. Hey, I don't want anything from this except for you to do the same thing for me. And you can go, hey, by the way, I have also built up, let's say you're a plumber. Jason, you're the plumber. Hey man, you're in here, you're doing the plumbing and stuff like that. If somebody starts asking you for, hey, I'm looking for new granite countertops, you know a guy, or do you do that? And you don't know, just remind them, hey man, if you call Josh, he's also got a guy. And you could add that person to your referral network as well and spin that all the way around. And everybody gets, kind of an organic base of referrals. So however you want to call it, if you want to say you want to update your vendor list, if you say you want to update your referral network, whatever it is, think about doing it, write it down, and see how many people you have on there. And I heard a conversation today, and this is where we'll go with why I think Clubhouse is a good deal as far as adding it to your toolbox, was there was a lady in there asking, she said, I don't know how to drum up new business. I don't know. I'm a new agent. I don't know. I can't afford to go out there and pay for leads and advertising and all this stuff. One of the coaches that was in there said, well, let me ask you a question. She said, how many contacts are in your phone? And she said, like 800, about 800 something. I don't remember the exact number, but she said, well, right there is you're sitting on a lot of money, because about 1 out of every 6 people in your contacts, you should be able to drum up some type of business out of, whether it's, just putting yourself out there, reconnecting with them and saying, hey, I want to let you know I'm in real estate now. So if you're looking for anything, if you need any help with that, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out. Now, you might not be the person that ends up doing that transaction for them, but they might talk to you and be like, hey, I want to buy a home over here. It's way out of your area. And you refer that off to another agent. And guess what? You make a little referral fee off of that. So you see how that can work is I'm kind of relating that over to this. Well, if I build out my whole referral network as far as, my toolbox and who you could use, well, wow. If I've got Carl sending me 1 or 2 people, even a month, even every 3 months, that's great. Well, it's not just Carl. I've also got Jason. I've got Stacy. I've got, all these different people who do all kinds of different work sending me over referrals. And so their referrals, those people are trusted for them, and they're sending them someone that they trust. So think about any time you've ever wanted some type of work or some type of, hookup, if you will. The person you asked, you trusted them because, you've done business with them for a while, you've been friends with them for a while, whatever it is, but you trust their opinion and you trust their referral. So that same thing goes for those people as well. So it's a great way. Let's say you had 5 people on there. You got a plumber, you got a flooring guy, you've got a granite guy or a countertop guy. You've got the pool guy that installs pools or does hot tub work or anything like that. And then you've got the landscaper. Well, you've got 5 people now that are almost actively working on your team to help send you referrals, and you just got to do the same thing for them. And you can bet they might not do it right out the gate, but you send that one, each one of them one or two referrals on something, and that deal closes for them, they are 100% going to have you right here front of mind the next time somebody's talking about real estate, where regardless of what it is, they're going to be like, hey, you got to talk to my person. So it's that simple. Now let's get to adding Clubhouse to that agent toolbox. And here's why I think it's a really, really good tool. I was on that thing for at least a good 3 hours today. Got some really, really great info. And, I don't put myself out there, somebody that knows everything. I always say I have a ton to learn. I'm always learning and I always want to learn. And I tell you what, you can jump in on some rooms and you can hear some stuff from some powerhouse people in there. If you're in real estate, it is 100% worth getting on there. If you can't get in, definitely download the app. Go ahead and get on there, reserve your name, and they'll try and get you added as soon as you can. If you can get an invite, that's great as well. I used up my last invites today. Sorry. As soon as I have some more, go ahead and put your comments on here that you need an invite, and I will try and get as many of those people I can invited. But I sat and listened to an entire powerhouse group of people today talk about going and doing non-traditional ways of purchasing a home. And you hear about that before, like, oh, you don't have to use your regular bank and get a traditional mortgage and things like that. I bought these investment properties for, pretty much no money out of my pocket or very, very little out of pocket. And the first thing I always thought was, yeah, right. That sounds scammy to me. Sounds suspect to me. But after listening to these guys that are actively doing it and saying that that's not the only way, that it's almost like, you've been basically molded to think that the only way you can purchase a home is to have 20 something percent down, and you have to have this X credit score, and you have to, qualify for this amount. Well, they brought up a really, really good point. And the point was, I can reach a level if I'm doing the traditional way where I can no longer get a mortgage to purchase this next investment home, because they're looking at me going, well, dude, you've already got 5 mortgages out over here. We're not going to give you another one. But that person can very well afford it and, not have a problem doing it. So the basis of that is just super informational. And the amount of people that, whatever your niche is, and whatever business you're into, definitely get into those groups, add those type of people. It's not a platform, I would say, to go jump on there and just start adding your buddies and things like that. It's really, really, really informative and strictly business when you get on there. Now, there are some fun groups and things like that where you can listen to all kinds of craziness. But I think that if you're in a certain business, regardless of what business that is, get on Clubhouse, find the people that you look up to, or find the people that you think are mentors or that are, just exceptional rock stars in that field. Follow them, jump into the rooms, listen to what they have to say. Most of the people are really, really cool about going down the list of people that are in that room and going, hey, we want everybody to have a chance to, kind of take the spotlight, if you will, and step up to the podium, ask a question, or, put some input in on there. And I'm telling you guys, the amount of people you get to talk to in here that you would not be able to get a hold of, that you would not be able to pick up the phone and call, that you would have to pay thousands of dollars to, get their coaching program or something like that. You can get a ton of valuable knowledge, and the networking alone is worth it. And that's why I say add it to your toolbox. So that's everything for today. I am going to have this video going up on YouTube today. I'm going to just post this one live. So if you're watching this and you want to subscribe, please do that. Also, if you want to check out some other Tech Tuesday stuff, check that out right up here. And any of our other stuff, I want you to go ahead and check that out over here. It has been a pleasure. I will talk to you guys Friday. I am out of here.